brokenhearted.
Support.
Family.
Independence.
Restoration.
Security.
Hi, I'm Kristen Brand, and I've lived in Nevada all my life, and I have a learning disability. When I was 2 years old, doctors told my parents I wouldn't be able to talk.
We didn't understand why she was as quiet as she was. That's when we began the journey with Kristen. Learned that she couldn't swallow, she couldn't talk at all.
And in junior high, I had a teacher that told my parents that I wouldn't be able to graduate from high school, and I couldn't go any further.
I grossly underestimated the difficulty with it. I grossly underestimated how long it would take, and it took a long time.
I didn't have that many friends, and I was shy.
Well, she was just very shy. She just did not interact with people. Of course, we overdid it because can't get her to shut up now.
But I'm not shy now.
Her senior teacher did a whole lot to give her the self-confidence to pass the tests.
I graduated from high school. I remember going up on stage and getting my diploma.
It was in her senior year that she met Donna Lemon during IEP, that's Individualized Education Plan. I think Donna really was a very positive influence for Kristen continuing on with her education. And at that time, we were casting about trying to find something to help pull Kristen out of her shyness, and it took a number of months after she graduated before we wound up there.
And then I went to College of Marin, and it took like about 15 years, and I got my degree in early childhood education, my AS degree in early childhood education. I worked at Creekside Village School and also Golden Poppy Preschool. And then after Golden Poppy Preschool, I went to North Bay Children's Center. Then Lisa Newmark found me another job working at Safeway, and I love working at Safeway. I'm a courtesy clerk there. I've been with ICS since I graduated from high school. That agency really helped me with organization and moving out.
Just got her out of this protected environment, but caused her to finally expand herself.
ICS helped me take driving school, which I passed. That's a long time I've been with ICS.
Now she has a great deal of self-confidence. And she handles her own money. And she comes to us for advice, but not for very much else. At the same time, she will always need somebody looking over her shoulder. Someone like ICS being there behind her.
My name is Miller McCord, and I came to ICS as a client in 1998. I was a really quiet child, really quiet, really shy.
She was shy in the sense that trying new things was hard for her, and I think mainly going away from home.
So I went to Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, which I chose as a really strong academic school, and I applied early and got in. But junior fall, I was at home with my parents, and one night I went out to a concert with some friends, and the next morning I woke up and I felt like I had been drugged at the concert. I didn't know what was going on. Everything was totally disoriented, and what I later learned had happened was I had a complete psychotic break. And my family as well, it was completely shocking to them. Completely shocking. And so any family that goes through the onset of a mental illness, it comes out of left field. And so I think my family went through as much of a hard time as I did.
This is thrust upon you. You have no knowledge of where to go or what to do. I was not equipped to help her.
Whenever I got hospitalized and then I started to get better was when I started to trust what people were telling me. So I did spend about 2 years in and out of hospitals in between being really well and not being well at all. And so I did go back to Dartmouth a couple times and got a lot better, and then things would get worse and I'd go home again. So that was challenging. So in 1995, I walked through graduation, and the keynote speaker that year was President Bill Clinton. And so my family was there. I have some family on the East Coast. They were there, and it was a proud moment, and a really proud moment for President Clinton, I think, to be shaking my hand at graduation. And had many different jobs from 1995 through 1998 because I kept, my credentials, my resume spoke volumes about what a great employee I would make. But when I got to these jobs, I had trouble, So somehow my mom heard about Donna Lemon.
Miller went to see Donna, and she was going as a client, not as anything else.
And I went in and I said, Donna, I keep losing jobs. It's really easy for me to get jobs, but I can't hold them down. So Donna created the situation where I could succeed because of the hours of the job coach assignment.
Finding ICS, that was a blessing we could not have foreseen.
No matter what your background is or where you've come from, it's really important to ask for help and to use that help when it's offered to you.
My advice would be to reach out for help. And it's really hard to do that at the beginning because there's so much stigma. And it's also hard because you don't want people to judge your child.
We all contend with our own challenges and difficulties in life. And I don't know, like you said, I never saw it coming. I never knew that this would happen. And, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm actually at the other extreme where I'm proud of it. I've been through it. I've done what I've been advised to do, and I'm a success as a result. And there's just, I wish people could also realize that it's just nothing to be ashamed of, and it's something that could happen to anyone and does, and it can be a good thing.
Hello, my name's Irene Klein, and I work at ICS as the employment coordinator. And this is my friend, Dieter. Dieter Zander.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about how we've worked together.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Dieter's story.
Yeah.
So I actually have known Dieter for many years.
Yeah.
He was the pastor of a church that I attended when I lived in Marin. And so I've known Dieter since 1999.
Yeah.
Right? And as I, recalled, Dieter was an amazing pastor, amazing teacher, and a wonderful musician. He's also an author. He had quite a storied career before he came. He came to Bay Marin, and he's just a really awesome person. But a couple of years later, through friends, I had heard that Dieter had a stroke.
It's my stroke, is my aphasia. It's hard to talk. And reading is nothing, writing is nothing. My hand is numb, and I don't know what I do to work. And 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I talked with you, and not talking, but
Yeah.
and you and me working to, what I do.
Right. That first year after the stroke, it was about rehabilitation and, what can get better, what can Dieter do? Everything that Dieter was about communicating, sharing ideas, creativity, people, and with the loss of speech and the aphasia, it just sort of narrowed his life tremendously. So, after about that year of work rehabilitation, you also discovered photography, right? Which really was a wonderful channel for your creativity. So I guess the first idea was for Dieter to try being a crossing guard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what did you think about that?
Well, I love that. I love going to the school, and my dog and me. I'm not talking. I go stop, go, slow down. My dog, me, hi. Every day.
Right.
That.
Right.
But I love going to work and going to the children. I go to talk with the family, and I'm photographing the children too. It's wonderful.
Right. At the point in time when he decided, okay, I need another job, and we did find another job for him, Dieter called me up and said they're going to have a school assembly and they're going to say thank you and give me an award, which it was amazing. It was really beautiful, that job had ended that way.
Yeah.
And then the job at Trader Joe's started. So we had to work hard to get that job. And also, I think that the daunting part of it was that, here's Dieter, he's intelligent, he's bright, but when you go to an interview, it's like they're looking at him thinking, well, can you really do this job?
Yes,
right?
Not talking with the staff, not going to the people, but my captain talking with me, dear, you're gender. I go, it's okay.
Yeah.
And what I do now.
Right. And this was the best part, though, in the interview. I don't know if you remember it, but, the manager was kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
And he looked at you and he said, can you really do this, Do you remember what you said?
No.
You said 2 words. It was, I'm German. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it really broke something in that manager, because he laughed too. But he was saying, I'm a hard worker. I can do this. But that is what's really kind of happened, is that he's done such a tremendous job at Trader Joe's. He's built these amazing relationships there. He's actually photographed the Trader Joe's crew. I mean, the most amazing photograph.
Well, I love my job. I love that.
Yeah. So Dieter has put together a book that basically tells a story of the stroke and his recovery, and shows these beautiful photographs that he has also. And he has asked me to read a portion in the book that describes what it's like for him at Trader Joe's.
It's my friend. He's LaDonna. I talked with LaDonna 2 years ago. What I do, it's my kingdom. My kingdom is spoils and cardboard.
Now, 5 days a week, I arrive at Trader Joe's in the early dark hours before the sun cracks the horizon. I push my mop up and down aisles, sweep my broom into corners to collect the debris from the day before. There is no audience in this kingdom, but that's okay, because I'm not performing. There is no stage Dieter here, no Superman seeking to wow the masses with feats of spiritual strength. It's just me, just Dieter, the guy who mops the floor, who bales the empty cardboard boxes for recycling, who prepares the spoils for the Marin Food Bank. There's something beautiful about this simple menial work, though. Take the food marked as spoils, for example. It's all still good. The fruit is good. The meat is good. The flowers are good. But they're not perfect. Anything that has an expiration date of today cannot be put out in the store for sale. And if a pear so much as rolls off the smooth green pyramid of fellow pears, it gets put in the spoils pile. It's not perfect anymore. So the Trader Joe's employees fill shiny carts with all this perfectly edible imperfection and wheel the load back to my kingdom. From there it'll go to feed the hungry, who won't care at all that their apple is lopsided, that their hamburger is in the waning stage of freshness. They don't care how it looks. They just want to eat. To me, this, here, in this back room, this is what's real. Not the bright aisles of suburban shoppers making their menu selections from stacks of perfection. I understand the spoils. I can relate, because I too am spoiled, over and over and over again. I used to be packaged as perfect. Back in the heyday of my church career, I was a shiny, unblemished apple. At least that's the image I polished up and displayed to the public. But now, stripped of my talent, my stage, and my six-figure salary, I relish the imperfection. I revel in the spoils. As I break down these empty squares of cardboard, abandoned boxes that once held and protected goods more valuable than themselves, I survey my kingdom, and I am pleased. I come home after work and I think, it's good today. It's not a sermon, it's not a performance, it's not perfection. But the cardboard is recycled, the spoils are feeding the hungry, and today, I'm thinking, life is good.
It's good.
It's very
good.
good.
Thank you to you and your company, and my work is wonderful, and I'm going to go home and I go, it's a good day, again and again and again.
Well, thank you, Dieter.
Thank you.
It's been good.